I introduce our last teacher, I think you all know who it is. I'm going to backtrack to last summer, Mrs. Jones. You had asked me, do you think it's possible to get wave reviews uploaded online? In my mind, I thought, absolutely not. I was like, I don't know how to do that. Maybe we can do a few special clips. I don't know how to do that. And then, of course, Josh Wortham does it, and all he does is, take the tape and make it a thing and put it on YouTube. And I was like, oh yeah, we can do that. So it wasn't that hard. I've watched every wave review from 1986 to 2007. And when I tell you that there is a talent in this community, it's like there's an overflowing amount of talent in this community. Everything was showcased, from vocals, playing instruments, dancers, comedians. Hi, Kylie. Sorry. Everybody knows the sentence was funny, okay? The talent never stopped. Mrs. Jones, your final web review in 2004, you announced that there were 36 auditions for specialty acts. Fortunately, you could only take 8. But that's a lot it just shows how much talent was here about it. I've learned that we have students who took both band and chorus at the same time. James, I think you're the only one. Where's James? Exactly. Yeah, I know you did. Did anybody else take band and chorus at the same time? Okay, well, James, congratulations. And one thing I told Miss Jones, you all probably remember some classmates who were like really quiet and shy, and then they managed to get like a specialty act wave review, and they just came out and they like owned the gym floor. That's what I remember. I would be in class with some, and they were just quiet, didn't talk, but then they came to their chorus and they just ran the floor. So, all right, last but definitely not least is the woman that I've informed my husband Trey. We were talking about meeting her last October, and I said we can't actually meet her anywhere out in the community, like in a restaurant. She'll get recognized, and we'll need to talk to her, and we just won't get a whole lot of time in. So we did go to her house. So I knew the name is Shirley Jones long before I was actually in 7th grade. She did work with my mother, so that was a big help. And I was that kid that followed around the older kids all the time, even if I wasn't wanted, I just didn't. I didn't care. So I knew of her name, and I loved wave reviews as a child. I knew I always wanted to be in wave review, and I've told her an innumerable amount of times. But her hard work ethic is what helps me in my own career as a speech language pathologist. Just knowing what it takes day in and day out and the amount of hard work is how we get through. I've never known anyone who's worked harder and taught me to work hard. So when I think of one phrase to sum up this woman, it is, she's a lady. Classy, stylish, elegant, charming, and perfectly poised always. She is a role model, and she blessed us for 23 years. So raise your hand if you have Mrs. Jones. Yes, quite a bit. She is the mother of Chad and Craig, and Mrs. Jones, please come on up.
First of all, thank you for those kind words. start all these programs like that, or there's a barber shop, and the fair. That was a wonderful fundraiser. It was a lot of work, but a lot of people in here, your parents, chipped in and they helped. And without parents in this community, we wouldn't have been able to buy all the things that we were able to buy. So thank you, Ms. Harmon, for that. So I wanted to say that when I go out into the community, former students will say to me, Ms. Jones, I really felt like I was important. Your class was a place where I felt like that I belonged, and it gave me a feeling of self-worth, and I loved it. But the other memory is this. They will say to me, Miss Jones, those warm-up songs, fish and chips and vinegar, one bottle pop, two bottle pop. They love those warm-up songs. Now, I found out from talking this evening that one of you in here, you didn't like those warm-up songs. But anyway, so I'm talking to Colin. We were discussing, it's a chorus reunion, so why don't we sing something? And I said, well, maybe you suggested that we sing warm-up songs. So I really don't know. Joel Henson was Miss Edwards the one who started those nonsense songs, fish and chips and one bottle pop. No. Well, that the kids taught them to me, and they said at the middle school they said that Miss Edwards was the one. So I thought maybe I could get you to make sure on that, but anyway, we did those warm-up songs. And one of the warm-up songs that Colin remembers is the 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 8, where you have to jump that octave. But so we have set up, Paul has, the keyboard, and we're going to sing it together, okay? And we're going to have fun with it, all right?
Yeah.